Hello students. Today we discuss about the economic botany. That is unit second. In that economic botany is a descriptive science which deals with the study of economically valuable plants and their commercial exploitation. So in the economic study, there is the study of the economically valuable plant. जो economically और जो प्लांट्स हमें अर्निंग देते हैं और जो हम कमर्शियली यूज़ कर सकते हैं, ऐसे प्लांट्स का यहाँ पे स्टडी किया जाता है इन इकोनॉमिक बॉटनी. सो इन दैट फर्स्ट इज द fiber. About the fibers, so what is fiber? Give different sources, uses and types of fibers, or give the current trends in fiber industry. So fibers, or what is fiber? So fibers are the commercial fiber, means the hairy or thread structure borne by certain plant organs. So these fibers are the its structure is the hairy and it is thread like, and they can be obtained from the plant organs. So this also asking for the MCQs. So botanically, fibers means the sclerenchyma cells, which is thick walled, slender and tapering with the pits. So in बॉटनिकल लैंग्वेज जो स्क्लेरेंस का जो प्लांट के अंदर जो स्क्लेरेंकाइमा सेल्स रहते हैं, दिस सेपरेशन ऑफ दिस स्क्लेरेंकाइमा सेल्स और दिस स्क्लेरेंकाइमा cells are very thick walled, slender and tapering with the pits. So the fibers are the sclerenchymatous cells. In chemically, these fibers are the cellulose are composed by cellulose, lignin and hemicellulose. जो sclerenchymatous cells है और the fiber cells are the composed by the different compounds like cellulose, lignin, hemicellulose, etc. So these fibers are nothing but the commercially or the hairy thread-like structure borne by the plant organs, or the sclerenchymatous cells, which is thick walled, slender and tapering with pits, and also these cells of that fibers are made by the cellulose, lignin and hemicellulose. Then types of fibers. So depending on their source, the fibers are classified. कहाँ से हम फाइबर्स कलेक्ट करते हैं उसके हिसाब से these fiber groups are divided in different groups. So first is the soft fibers. These soft fibers are also called as the stem fibers or bast fibers. So in mostly these soft fibers are present in the groups, or it is the group of outer part of the dicotyledonous stem, that is the cortex part. जो dicotyledonous plants है उसका जो cortex है, that is the outer part रहता है cortex. So these obtained from the outer part of the dicotyledonous stem. So these fibers are usually associated with the phloem, and that is bast or pericycle. That's why also these fibers are known as the bast fibers. Its examples are the jute, flax, hemp, remi. These are the different plants. From that plants, these soft fibers or blast fibers are obtained. Then second types of the fibers are the hard fibers or leaf or structural fibers. So these fibers are found in the leaf of monocotyledonous plants. जो मोनोकॉट प्लांट्स है, मोनोकॉट दैट मीन्स द जिसके अंदर सिंगल कॉटिलेडोनस प्लांट्स रहते हैं उसे हम मोनोकॉट बोलते हैं. तो जो मोनोकॉट प्लांट्स है उसके लीफ से हम हार्ड फाइबर या स्ट्रक्चरल फाइबर्स बना सकते हैं. So they contain both xylem and phloem with much lignified cell wall. So these hard fibers contains xylem as well as phloem, and also in that cell some dignified cell walls are there. The examples of the hard fibers are the Manila hemp, then agave, sisal, Mauritius hemp. These are some examples of the hard fibers. Then surface fiber. Third type is the surface fiber. The surface fibers are present on the surfaces of the stem, leaves, seeds, fruit, etc. That's why they gave the name surface fiber. Its example is the cotton. So as you know, cotton the most important fiber plant in the world, and these produces by the surfaces of the seeds. सीड के सरफेस के ऊपर ये फाइबर्स रहते हैं, वो कलेक्ट करके उससे कॉटन बनाते हैं. देन कैपॉक इज द ऑल्सो द फाइबर. दिस फाइबर्स विल इन बाय द फ्रूट ऑल. जो कैपॉक प्लांट के जो फ्रूट का जो ऑल है उससे फाइबर्स कलेक्ट करते हैं बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ स्टफिंग. जो फ्रूट का जो ऑल है उसका स्टफिंग करके, स्टफिंग दैट मीन्स सेपरेशन करके वो सरफेस फाइबर्स कलेक्ट करते हैं. देन कॉयर. The husk of the coconut fruit yields coir fiber. As you all of you know about the coconut. So this coconut husk of the outer part of the coconut fruit is collected as a coir fiber. So these are the examples of surface fiber. So according to the collections of the collecting of the fibers, three different types. One is the soft fibers, hard fibers, and surface fibers. Then second is depending on the uses of the fibers. So according to the use of fiber, there are 6 different types of fibers. First one is the textile fibers. So textile fibers, that means for that used for preparing or making the fabrics like cloths, bags, also making netting like lake or nets. Then and cordage, that means for making the ropes or cables. So for these purposes these textile fibers are used. Then second type is the brush fibers. So brush fibers are utilized for making the brooms and brushes. जो ब्रूम और ब्रशेस बनाने के लिए जो फाइबर्स यूज़ किया जाता है उसे ब्रश फाइबर्स बोलते हैं. देन painting and rough weaving fibers. That means plants are fibrous, flat and palleable strands, and that are interlocked to make the straw hats, baskets, sandals, chair seat, etc. जो so some plating materials for preparing the plates like hats or baskets or sandals, these plating or rough weaving fibers are used. Also for elastic stands are roughly woven to form the matting, then roof of houses, etc. are made up by these rough weaving fibers. Then next is the natural fibers. So the fibers that are having the rough substitutes for cloth or lace, these natural fibers are used. Then for paper making fibers, these for example for making the papers, these paper making fibers are used. In that mostly the monocotyledonous plants which are used for the production of the fibers, these are used for the making the papers. Then filling fibers, that means those fibers are used for the stuffing mattresses, cushions, for stiffening plasters, and also for the packing materials. So for these purposes these filling fibers are used. So these are the basic classification of the fiber plants. First is on the base of these collecting the materials, and second classification is depend on the uses of fibers. So in first, the depending on the fibers classification is depending on the collection of material, in that three types: soft fibers, hard fibers, and surface fibers. And depending on the uses, there are six types: textile fibers, brush fibers, then plating and rough weaving fibers, natural fibers, paper making fibers, and filling fibers. So a lot of MCQs are asking on this topic, that is the about the types of fibers, then material which are used for different purposes, or the collections, like the collections of plants for what type of fibers. That means if the cotton, for example, if the cotton, so in cotton, which type of fibers are you collected? That answer is the surface fibers. And for surface fiber, or second question, for the surface fiber collection, which materials are used? In that different options are there, that is seeds, then stem, then sorry, seeds, or the other options are there, so you have to select the seeds. So in this way, the different questions are asked for the fibers, or the classification of the fiber.